So this is the next part. Just going to cut this rear screen. This is polycarbonate sheet. Just going to put a light inside so I can see where to mark it. Right here. That gives me a decent line to mark to. This stuff's just cut quite easily with scissors. So that is the rear screen. So what I've done for the windows is taken the protective shield off of this plastic and then masked about 3 or 4 mil from the edge inside and on top. And then I've put an extra layer of masking tape this side just to hold the screen in place. And then inside I've just screeded it, wiped it with Sikaflex 221. Just try and get that on the show. Anyway, Sikaflex 221, which is like a windscreen sealant. That will hold it on the inside in the correct place, and then I will peel it off, leaving this area where I can then put another line of masking tape this side so that I can get a very thin bead of Sikaflex around here and a piece of chrome trim in the middle, which I'll probably use welding wire, and then flatten that off and polish it so that it will look like a rubber seal like you see on most classic cars, where you've got a rubber insert with a chrome trim piece in the middle. So I'm going to wait for that to dry and pull this front screen template out and make a front screen. That's the template, and I've just drawn around that with a Sharpie. Let's cut that out with some scissors. Okay, that's cut out. Just done a test fit and trimmed. Looks all good. So I'm going to peel the protective layer off and mask the edges next. Okay, that's masked inside and out to within sort of 4 mil along the edge, just so I can run the sealant on there, peel it off and get a nice crisp line. So that's now masked in place, and I've put a bead of sealer around the inside, and I'll peel that masking tape back to give a good crisp line. And that should be first stage of the front and rear screen in, and then I'll do the outside with the aluminium trim piece as soon as that's set. Next thing to make is a gear change, which is also going to be the switch for forward and reverse. It will probably be a gear change for when the V12 goes in as well. So let's just sketch it out. That's probably it to start with. It's going to go kind of in there. So I need to make it a little bit smaller. Yep, okay, let's start with that. Okay, so I've got the gate, which I've added a radius to. Got these sides and ends to TIG together. Let's TIG that, see what it looks like. That is it after a bit of a polish. It's got a bit of a deburr to do on that one there. Okay, that's deburred. Let's try and make a linkage to fit under here for the gear stick. So that's left a sort of even mask between the perspex or polycarbonate window and the bodywork. So I need to add the chrome trim. I'm going to leave that to dry first, and I'll just pull the masking tape off the front and see how that's doing. Next thing I need is a gear knob. Got some alloy bar stock. Just going to turn the gear knob out of this. That's gear knob fitted. Started doing a bit of this trim just to see how it fits. Let's do a bit of tidying up around the windscreen sealant. Just cut it and peel it off. And I'll put the trim round and paint any bits that I've missed back at the top. And work on the dashboard. Weather is pretty horrendous outside, so this weekend is probably not going to be a test drive. Bit of a disappointment. I've added a rod, a couple of rose joints to the gear change. So that's connected up. Just need to do the wiring at the back there. The trim that I added, not really that happy with. It's a bit wobbly along the length, and this one is already coming unstuck, so I'm going to make these out of alley. Probably leave these on here for a while just while I do some testing with it. But yeah, they're just a bit rubbish really. I thought they were going to be a bit better than that. Next thing to have a look at is headlight cowls or headlight lenses. So this is vacuum forming box. Basically connect a hoover in there, heat up plastic sheet, and it sucks down over the mould through these holes. This is one that I've just done with some perspex. I did a couple of test ones with polycarbonate. This is really thin. The advantage of this is it's really resilient to cracking, whereas perspex is very easy to crack it. The only problem with the polycarbonate is it bubbled. I don't know if you can see that. The shape wasn't too bad, but it really didn't want to go to the shape I wanted to make it to, and this was only 1 mil thick. So that was the second one I did, and it all went a bit wrong there. But again, yeah, it's very resilient. This is with Perspex. This is 2 mil Perspex. As I say, you have to be much more careful when you trim it, but it's pretty clear. I've just got one bubble in it there, which is a bit disappointing, but when it's on the car you probably won't notice that. The only thing with the Perspex is it's not so clear to look through. Anyway, that one needs trimming. This one is the one that I've just done. It's a bit hectic, which is why I didn't film it. Trying to get this flat sheet of plastic heated up and then onto here, switch the hoover on, hold it all down is it's a bit of a crazy moment, but yeah, this is the right sort of shape, and I'm just going to pull that off and trim it, see how they look as headlamp cowls. As I said, it's very brittle, and in trimming it I've got a big crack along the top and a piece just drops out the bottom, so that's scrap. So I think I'm probably going to have to go with thinner polycarbonate. At least this can just be trimmed with scissors. It's a bit like polythene. So yeah, that's a bit of a disappointment. So that probably wraps it up for today. I need to get some thinner sheet polycarbonate and try making some more headlamp covers. Hopefully next weekend it will be a test drive.